Hi guys, this is a formerly wild corner of my garden that I'm trying to revitalize, and I'm thinking a couple seasons ahead of myself, as it's good to do. I've learned that when you're gardening you have to start preparing areas a couple seasons ahead of when you really want to plant them. So today I thought I would start this area where I'd like to plant some annuals in the spring, and hopefully it'll give me some flowers next year, but really I'll probably see the benefits 2 years from now. So with the Hugelkultur, I hope I'm saying that right, idea is where you layer things up and you use large bits of wood and different layers of soil, which all break down into a wonderful little raised area. Now, I've already put in some black-eyed Susans, which are very easy, and I transferred those from another part of the garden, and they're really not too picky about their soil. They actually do fine in my clay soil. But I'm hoping that I can plant some annuals here which need a little bit better soil. So let me show you what I've done in this modified Hugelkultur area. I have no idea if I'm saying that right, but I am trying to follow those principles a little bit. So what I've done is I've taken an Amazon box. It rained last night, so the ground was nice and moist. And I opened it up. I put lots of different holes in it so water would seep through to the soil beneath. And then I just covered it with a bunch of sticks. Now, ideally, you might want to have more sticks, but this is what I have on hand. But it's going to weigh it down. And once that starts building up with soil, all of those sticks will break down into wonderful food for the plants that are planted there. So those are my first two layers. I've spread out cardboard and I've put the sticks on top. And guys, it's less about what you put on top. It's more about conditioning the soil underneath. So when you put down a piece of cardboard, you're protecting that soil from the sun, you're keeping the moisture in, and more microbes can survive under there, and worms will come and till the soil underneath. So it's a lot about conditioning your own bed. So I have put this first layer down, and I'm going to add just 2 bags of topsoil. It won't be a very thick layer, but it's enough to weigh it down, and that's really all you need. It's all about conditioning the soil underneath. I may try to put in some great northern beans, see if they grow, just to provide a mulch. I'm not trying to get a crop, but I might use that as a living mulch and kind of a green manure for this area, and really condition the soil with lots of nitrogen. So let me go ahead and spread that out. Oh, by the way, guys, I planted horseradish roots from the grocery store, and they came up. They look very small this year, but I expect once they take root and really settle in, I planted them maybe 3 months ago, but by next year I'm hoping they're nice big plants. And I didn't actually plant them for the root. I planted them for huge leaves for biomass for my compost. So maybe now and then I'll dig up some horseradish and shred it up for some spicy eating. But they're big mounds of big beautiful leaves, and so those are back there. And then there's just a Leland cypress here that my sister got. She has a townhome and had it in a little pot on her balcony, and it outgrew the pot. But this corner is shaping up. I have the black-eyed Susans, I've got the horseradish, the Leland cypress in the back as a backdrop, and then I do have 4 rather small gold currant bushes. So they were too small to give me anything this year, but maybe next year they'll put on some berries. They did also get moved around the garden a couple times, but hopefully next year they'll give me some. But I digress. Let me get back to the project at hand, preparing this annual bed for next spring. Okay guys, my hugel mound is finished. My little planting area should be wonderful for springtime. I have spread out the soil, put a few more sticks on top, and the sticks are a really important part of this recipe because not only do they break down, but they hold the soil in place. if I got a big heavy rain, all of this soil wouldn't just wash away. It should stay here, and I may even add a few more sticks on top. I've also sprinkled in those grocery store beans, and they may or may not sprout, but that's okay. They were about 85 cents for a bag of beans on sale. And if they do sprout, their roots will make nitrogen for the soil, and their leaves will provide cover for the winter and protect it and also hold it in place. So I'm hoping that this project is a success, and I want to show you another bed, a larger bed that I started for flowers and vegetables, and I just did this in the beginning of the year. So follow me over here, and this is kind of a rustic garden bed, but I have a really long one here that I started work on in the winter, and this is what it looks like now. I've been just piling lots of stuff on it, my own compost. I started with the same method. I put cardboard and sticks on the bottom, and then I covered it with compost, and then I did bring in some bags from Home Depot or Lowe's, some bags of soil, but not a lot. Most of this was created just from my own compost and shredded paper, lots of different things. But there you go, you can get a very nice rustic raised bed that even in its first year is very fertile. Look at what I have growing here, guys. I have perennial flowers. I have some pathetic cabbages, which probably won't amount to much, but you know what? They'll break down into my soil and I'll have better cabbages next year. So this is how I start my garden beds, and it's very economical and kind of lots of fun. You're using nature, principles of nature in order to do this, and you're spending less money hauling in topsoil. And for someone with a bad back like myself, it's something you can do in little pieces. So guys, I hope you have some gardens started in your bed, and wish me luck on the new bed. I hope that I can plant it out in the spring and have it looking more like this by the end of the next season. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time.